Do you sometimes find that the family occasions and holidays where you're with all these people that have known you for a really long time feel fraught and uncomfortable and like you can't make peace with your identity in those relationships? Welcome to Big Homeopathy. I'm your host, Sarah Thompson. Hi, welcome to Big Homeopathy. I'm your host, Big Homeopath, Sarah Thompson. Earbuds in this week, working on audio quality, trying to get a better microphone. If you have a great idea for a microphone, you can let me know in the comments. Well, we had our psychedelic Thanksgiving, and for those holidays, I agreed to make the dutiful traipse through the family landscape of parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles and all those things, right? And also my birthday, my 43rd birthday, which was on the 27th, fell the day before Thanksgiving. And every year, of course, my birthday is on or near Thanksgiving. And after this dance through 1,000 years of ancestral trauma, which is how it always feels, I realized that I wasn't 13 anymore this year. The 13-year-old has made her peace. 1990 gets to stay in 1990 with the perms and the VHS tapes of Pretty Woman and Ghost, or Home Alone and Kindergarten Cop if you don't do the chick flick thing. So now there is this new grown-up woman who needs to emerge. But the problem is that this newly and dearly bought 43-year-old woman doesn't know how to relate to an environment that she's used to inhabiting as a 13-year-old. And so I've decided to quit Thanksgiving. That might sound overly dramatic, but that's okay because I reserve the right to take that back. But for now, I'm going to focus on my birthday. Apropos of last week's psychedelic Thanksgiving post, which was inspired in part by a reading of Michael Pollan's recent book called How to Change Your Mind, I have been thinking about set and setting. Set and setting is a term that is used in the discussion of psychedelic-assisted therapy, which has to do with the environment, the physical and emotional environment of this healing journey, this therapy. And because the way medicine works, they have to, codify everything to study it into these little bits. But from my perspective in the healing arts, of course, all medicine is dependent on set and setting because all healing is spiritual on some level. Even surgery involves a component that is beyond the mechanical when it comes time to do the healing. And this is why all the latest and greatest panaceas just aren't, because there are always other factors. It's why when I so desperately wanted to go to India to cure my cancer, I knew that what I had to do was be home where I could surrender. And that's how I was going to heal. That letting go into flow is required to get truly better. And the crazy thing is that most of the set and setting is inside your head. But the kicker, because of course there's a rub, is that it's not the ego that's in control of that. The ego can't manage that constantly. When the ego is at the helm, that surrender doesn't happen. Most of us don't have the skill to say, I'm at peace, I'm in flow, I'm not attached, I choose to be well, and just have that manifest easily and sustainably. For most of us, that's a lot of work and an ongoing practice because you have to end run around that ego that's going to try to seize the helm again and again and again. I mean, at least for me, and I know that that is the experience for so many of you, which is what brings me back to Thanksgiving. The autonomic nervous system is the fight or flight and rest and digest aspect of our system. And we need both, and they need to flow in and out of each other. But it is in the rest and digest, the parasympathetic phase, that we feel peaceful and at ease. I mean, that's kind of where you want to be. And you don't want to be the squirrel brain zippering around the road when this car bearing down on you. And let me ask you, which part of my sympathetic nervous system, my autonomic nervous system, you think was at the helm, along with my ego, last week? That's right, zipper squirrel brain. So, of course, I didn't eat, I didn't sleep. I have all these tools in theory. I meditate, I exercise, I can say, I'm choosing this discomfort. I don't have to attach to these thoughts. These thoughts are beliefs. There are equally valid beliefs that are opposite to these thoughts. I can release these thoughts, which is a lovely mantra at 10 p.m., 11 p.m., 12 p.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and 5 a.m., at which point one is inclined to say, fuck it, I'm just going to get up and take a shower and start this day. When Byron Katie, whom I talk about a lot because her work has been life-changing for me, had her moment of breakthrough, she spent most of the following year sitting in the desert inquiring into one relationship in her life that was causing her pain. And she said that nothing could be worse than the pain of believing those thoughts. So if that's what it took to get through them, that's what she was going to do. I don't feel like I have that kind of time right now. And so sometimes when there's work like that to do, you gotta buy yourself some space. When it's about family, this work involves the relationship to an identity that other people believe that you have that was formed before you had a chance to influence it. And if that set and setting is not conducive, you're going to have a bad trip with this stuff. You have to take that kind of control back. And so if I'm 43, and I might not actually be quite there yet, but assuming that for now, because I'm not 13 anymore, that 43-year-old now has the wheel, but she's a brand new driver. So we are going to take it really slow. We're going to drive during daylight hours. We're going to go out when the roads are clear, when the weather is good. And if the conditions feel fraught and uncomfortable, we're going to step back and do it another day. And if that means standing up and saying, I can't commit to that right now, even when the unspoken second clause is, and I understand that that might be disappointing for you, then that has to be okay. I'll let you know how things stand when next Thanksgiving rolls around. But for now, that is a big homeopathy this week, and it's going to be huge. I'll see you next week.
Take a moment, if you are enjoying these videos, to click through the links in the description if there are people in your life or if you yourself could benefit from a Transforming Cancer session, which is a free, no obligation session to learn about how homeopathy can help heal in the way that it has helped so profoundly to heal me in my life and to provide the healing that has brought me home. Thank you.